The face of King Fleecell smiles at you. For some reason, this section includes a long, tedious critique of the... You also skip over an article about heavy fuel oil smuggling. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Bear wrestling. Flip back. It seems to be part of a new public fitness initiative. According to this extremely credulous account, Uncle Sport, as he's affectionately known to his people, based on the description in this article, he appears to be an extremely competent and democratically Sport Kelezinski is well into his third decade as president of the SRV. It's quite straightforward. A standard match features one man, or in some, according to the SRV's Ministry of Information, the program has been a tremendous success. Public support stands at 87%. This is the SRV we're talking about. If you think those are the real numbers, there's probably a guy who wants to sell you a bridge. That's very much the idea. President Kaczynski has long maintained that a strong body is the best defense.
The Samaran People's Republic? No, I should expect not. Why do you ask? I suppose that would be something to see.
You flip back to the front of the magazine. The table of contents unfolds before you. It takes a moment, but gradually it dawns on you that why they decided to title this one section Invalda is obviously because it's cool to drop random phrase. As you leaf through this section, you come across several reviews of recent radio. The main feature, though, is a long essay titled Tip Top Tournée. The Tip Top Tournée is an inter-Isolari racing series. This so-called artist spotlight is really just a brief Q&A, made all the briefer by the subject's evident hostility to her interviewer. You think you're settling in for a relaxing recap of the... Instead, you find yourself skimming a 10,000-word feature about all the politically problematic... Where to even start? For one, there's the crass commercialism, so all of it, basically. Oddly enough, this article has 2 bylines. There's no way those are real names. Have you ever met anyone named Exilus? More than that, they're likely anagrams. Under capitalism, the article says, every pursuit has its... Thus, the so-called tournée becomes a competition between increasingly meaningless, and that precisely is what's problematic about it. Were it not, at the end of the day, it's the destruction of these 750,000 real races that you're really watching for. You see, one cannot avoid the conclusion that Tip Top Tournée is simply the apotheosis of spectacular entertainment under capitalism.
I can safely say the thought had never crossed my mind, Detective. I'm sure most things are, if the young men who wrote this article are to be believed. If I had to wager, I'd say they've never even seen the inside of a motor.
You flip back to the front of the magazine. The table of contents unfolds before you. Unsurprisingly, much of this section is taken up. You skim the headlines. Paint the harbor red and white. Finally, there's a brief article by the writer, G. Martin, accusing the owner of the Capeside Apartments of illegally attempting to evict certain communist tenants simply for not having paid their... The writer, G. Martin, remarks dryly that capitalists love wealth redistribution. Good thing your rent-paying days are behind you. You flip back to the front of the magazine.
Put your hands where I can see them. Show me your hands. This is the pigs. Show me your hands. Right now!
Scavenged, battery-powered police lights protrude from her back. The flickering light show reveals a gun in her shaking hand. Her hand is trembling from some sort of neurodegenerative disease.
Madame, please drop the firearm immediately.
This is bad. Getting your weapon back is the priority. We can't have an unhinged civilian running around with a gun.
Comply, or I will light you the fuck up! The man appears to be pulling out an object from his pocket. Fear under threat! Fear under... Superseding event. Split-second decision. Get on the ground! Get on the goddamn ground! Get on the ground! I want you on the... Subject yourself to a full-body cavity search. Prohibited materials concealed in nostrils, ears...
Be careful, detective. Don't do anything that might set her off.
You'll have to go for the gun sooner or later. Perhaps you can learn crucial facts before you do. This is dangerous. You're 70% certain you always leave your gun loaded.
Officer in need of assistance! Suspect at large! Get up!
Ma'am, please. We want to help you, but you need to lower that weapon.
Disturbance reported. Authorized deadly force. Sector, take the shot! Big red key! Big red key!
Big red key? That's code for the battering ram. Cop talk. You know this.
It's a goddamn police shitbag! Hug the pavement! You're under arrest!
As she waves her hands, you notice familiar-looking ampoules and packets sticking out of the mountain of police gear on her back.
Confiscated contraband! Restricted access! 2 kilos missing! Eyewitness report!
I don't think she's on drugs. Being off drugs might actually be the problem here.
Back up! Back up! Back up! Status unconfirmed! You are? Mr. Moran? No, Aggravated assault! Man down! Suspect on foot!
There's a scenario unfolding in her head right now. It has nothing to do with what's happening here.
What's the situation, officer?
Law enforcement compromised! Impersonating a police officer!
Does she not believe you two are actually police officers?
License and registration! License and registration! Come in, dispatch!
It's not a code, just disjointed words. Alright, here's how we do it. As soon as that gun isn't pointed at you again, you dash right. Then immediately close the distance. Left? No, that won't be necessary. Look closer. The gun, all 3 barrels, red and blue light shining through. It's not loaded.
Huh? My God, I think you're right.
What? This isn't police issue. Police weapons have bullets. This isn't real. What is this? Police gun. always have bullets. What is this? Why did you sell me this?
Grab the gun, right now. This might be your only chance.
No one ever cares anymore. Why would they treat me like this?
This limbed and headed machine of pain and undignified suffering is grinding to a halt. Time.
Poor woman. We need to figure out what to do with her now.
Nobody's ever around. Nobody ever comes to visit me.
Her scratched skin is warm to the touch, but the person inside doesn't even know you're there.
She's in a stupor. I've seen this before. God knows for how long. Could be days when they get like this. Honestly, I don't know. Dementia, probably. Dementia and Channel 8 and loneliness. Could be. Her hands were trembling and she did seem uncoordinated. But what are we gonna do with her? She's in a stupor. I've seen this before. God knows for how long. Could be days when they get like this. I've had disturbances similar to this before, many calls, but never this bad. I don't think there's any need for that. In her current state, and without the gun, she isn't really a threat to any. We could let Titus know. This is a perfect problem for the local peacekeepers to handle. They might even know her family. Then we can ask him once we get back to the whirling. But we have to hurry, because it's late and they might have already gone home. But I think we're done here for now. Let's head out. This is done.
Please, leave the radio on.
Reflex to what? Being left. She stands motionless. Just a heap of clothes and fleshes now. The old woman still sits in her chair, continuing. The buzz of electric lights blends together. There's a gap where the name of that song should be. You should ask her about it.
Yes, I can't really sleep anymore. Only a few hours enough. My suggestion is, don't grow any older than you already are. A lullaby my mother used to sing. I sang it to my kids too. It's an surrender to the night.
That's kind of grim for a children's song, even if it is a lullaby.
Yes, it does.
It's getting cold, this late in the night.
Good night, officer. We'll meet in front of the shack in the morning.
Aye, the sea's gonna calm down soon. I can feel it. The wind is turning southeast. What's on your mind, officer?
Get the drink on. It would be unimaginable for a human female to have sex with a man.
Alcohol? Connect? I'm not sure I'm following you. That's a good impression.
She doesn't even understand. You asked her out. Perhaps you're too sober to... It's getting cold, this late in the night. Time to call it a day. The bed is comforting, if a bit run down. Across the room, the heating system hums its soft lullaby. The mattress feels soft and sheets warm. It only takes...
Thoughts, baby. A million little lights in the dark. You're one fine instrument, brother.
Recorded in you, forever, on ferrotape.
On and on it goes, for untold hours. At the disco where you first asked her to dance. Rising.
Behold, there are millions of them down there. The first time.
It's the world, Harry boy, and you're made of it. Every day you're out there, you can never forget this shit.
Beautiful. It's stuck on loop, whirling.
You're the son of the world again. Harrister, a ceaseless agent. Picking up litter and old newspapers. Collecting your little bubblegum wrappers.
Reading your awful letters and recalling things, aren't you? The endless names of the world. An address book you are. The map of a city.
You'll go insane if you keep going like this. What?
For the working class. For the money, baby. For the greater good.
Solving your little crossword puzzles. Doing your tasks. Crossing names off lists. Trying to become some sort of world detector. It won't make it okay. It won't put smoke back in her mouth. There he goes again. He's a real political animal, our Harry.
He's got no idea what he's in for.
Cosanila. Beep, beep, beep. The alarm is ringing, Harry. The disco circus goes on and on.
You can do it. It's nothing. Do it for the city. Do it for the picture puzzle. Put it all together. Solve the world. One conversation. Hey, Moneymouth. Indrak. the impeccable hustler provider of the 7th generation. It's showtime with Savvy. What's up? I'm worried about what's down, broke boy. I'm talking about your severe lack of money. That's right. It's time to stop muttering about your economic self-interest and actually do something about it. Yeah, I heard you back there. What the hell was that? Oh, it can. But first, you need to enter the market. Right now, you're as good as Samir Losser. Samir Losser was a Gordy businessman who made his first millions selling kilograms of the ultra-rare mineral Elysium to luxury jeweler Zach. Listen, if you really want to make it in the big leagues, you need to reconceptualize your entire portfolio. You need to become a millionaire. Now, how do you become a millionaire? Not unless you have thousands of them stuffed away in secret. One coin, the first of many. Imagine so many coins you're going to need to hire someone to help you manage all your wealth. And then what? Join the ranks of blue-collar criminals? Those guys, they're all financially illiterate. Only Savvy here knows how to dazzle. The ancient Samaran tribes used carved rhodochrosite to represent their wealth. The bigger the boulder, the more money. Of course you don't. You've never even been close to a sum with more than 3 zeros. Let's face it, but Savvy's got your back. Savvy's going to book you a charter flight with 80 birds of prey on board. To a land with a... Are you in? The spirit of ultra-liberalism, your charm, your spin, your winning hand. Stop grumbling. It's time to move. Are you in or are you out? Attaboy. Welcome to the final grind. Here we operate with money on a much higher level than the ordinary citizen. Let's start by getting you into the lucrative art market to diversify your assets and increase interesting. Are we speaking of visual art or something more conceptual? Stop thinking of it that way. It's not a painting. It's a highly collectible and irreproducible asset. So what is this? The turn of the century? The world's moved beyond paintings. You want something experimental. Intramuscular puppetry, hyperrealistic vapor porn, meditation opera. Don't listen to this fool. It's not about the artists, it's about the buyers. You can't hang vapor porn in the foyer of your chalet. Once we've brought in the millions, you can be a tree log for all I care. But first, we've got to work on increasing your net worth. Music is a pet project, not a viable business scheme. He's also 12. We don't want to attract he does have potential. You're right. She has the poise of a struggling artist. Very tangible. You can go and support her like the state never could. Everyone must know that you're a big fucking shark around here.
Yes?
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone,
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you? Sorry, sir. I still haven't heard back from the database people. Try calling again later. Is there anything else I can do for you? 57.
In the cabin, you see a set of
That's one brutal motor carriage.
If I were a real skull now, I'd jack it, paint it in palm tree livery, then bottom light it, neon style.
A snazzy, shit-ripped skullmobile like this would make a fine trophy. We could...
Yeah, tribal shit. A cop carriage like this...
While I appreciate the interest you take in my brutal motor carriage, I have to stop you right there.
It's just theoretical work, Copper. No basis in reality. Man, if we were certified skulls right now...
Skulls. Now there's a strong organizational title.
I can tell you who we're not, cop. We're not...
Which is not to say that the skulls are bitches and... On the
The part of this presentation you want to take...
Okay then, let's indulge in some intellectual exchange. These young men seem eager to share their beliefs.
You don't know? What kind of...
It's not a question. Don't get into it.
The question was rhetorical. The skulls are the most vicious gang...
Besmatine, or the Besmati, the Immortals, are...
The nastiest bunch of psychos ever. Jacking carriages and
possessing an infinite amount of fuck-all swagger, infamous for their non-verbal modus operandi.
If a skull spots you, he will pull out his dagger and stab you with...
The lieutenant's voice is as calm as usual, a testament to the violence...
They usually occupy the burnt-out quarter in Jamrock, or you can find them loitering around the bright...
I can't wait to become a skull. Bottom lights are wretched aggressive.
Murder?
Yeah, sure. We'll gladly tell you everything we know about it.
Also, he was hanged. He was hanged from a tree.
Yeah, I mean...
These punks don't know anything.
Hey! Stop right there!
Ah, this sounds like epistemology, a field so occupied by thought that it begins to question thought itself.
Exactly. How can one know shit? For example, how can one be
What if it's art? Or just a mere specter?
Maybe it's true. The hanged man is merely a prop in a performance. We are the audience, and the artist is hiding somewhere in the dark. No reply. The blonde rebel scratches his chin, deliberately not focusing his gaze on anything.
Oh yeah, Cindy's a right proper skull.
Yeah, a true artist of the future. Just like Arno.
By the way, if you see Cindy, give her our regards.
For all their nihilistic posturing, these young men are not lacking. The lieutenant on your left is unusually lenient toward them.
The Union does their share of policing in Martinez, at least where gangs are concerned. That's why there isn't...
Don't you worry about that. We're gonna make up for the deficit.
Yeah, we are.
Oh man, yeah. We're not fucking kids, man.
Be wary of the abyss.
Probably because of how non-verbal their mode of operation is going to be. It's a threat.
Whoa! Come on, man. We just...
Yeah, no need to throw your...
You want to talk? Let's talk, boys. Ask them.
We're not franchise skulls. Well, not yet. Once we get our name out there, we'll have a chance to join them. Because we can be just as psycho and vicious.
But in a non-threatening and definitely legal way.
We'll fuck the system from the inside later. Just be cool now. The damn.
Right on, fuck. So what's happening now? Mm-hmm. What about them? Well, first off, it's a statement and not necessarily something that characterizes me as a person, even though the statement has character. The word piss epitomizes the struggle taking place in the world. Things being defined as they seem, not as they are. And, I guess, it's also about communal spirit, the future, and truly appreciating our Also, you've got to admit, it catches the eye. And since the Grand Piper is slowly but steadily moving towards basing the economy on it, attention, it is imperative that the medium itself convey the message. What I mean by this is, we are all pissed, and that the world is inherently meaningless.
It seems that the young man has a certain expertise in at least one field, even if it's right.
Like I said before, many men keep searching for the one, for so-called true love, which is actually...
I'm wondering if the poetics come with the jacket.
To catch a fish, you'll need to hurl the lure many times, and even then it isn't certain that you'll get anything. If you blow up the lake, though, you get more fish in a shorter time. And for time is of the essence, because when one fucks everything, he fucks nothing. And
hate to admit it, but in a weird way, is it a coincidence that here we have two
Yes? What is? What are you implying? I'm not sure I understand you, Detective. Neither. Fine, if only to end this discussion. Theoretically, if I were a juvenile delinquent, if I were to already be down that path, I think peace is the stronger of the two statements. Fine. Fuck the world just seemed to fit you more, considering your heroic exit attempts.
So are we done here? Or... you don't need us around for your secret whisper party, do you?
These guys aren't
why? Yeah, like he said, total shit.
You didn't say that.
It's shit.
Fine. Fuck it. Here. Take it then. I can't handle this sad shit.
Wow. I did not see that coming.
Fuck that. You're not getting mine. My dad's a lawyer in La Delta.
No, he won't.
The lieutenant is lightly amused by the situation.
No. He's like a... You know what, cop? Fuck you. That's not what this is about. You're...
Fuck him. We don't need his rich dad jacket anyway.
That's okay. I'm not wearing that jacket. I don't think this case requires us to go undercover or raise hell. In fact, I don't think the jacket will be useful at all. The need will not arise.
Look at this cute shit. How can we become skulls if you go around fraternizing with cops? Let's get the fuck out of here before anyone sees us.
Fuck. I'm sorry, man. I just don't like confrontations, that's all.
You finally made it, haven't you? People point fingers at you and whisper, where did that man get such a cool jacket? Did he receive it upon graduating the École Normale Supérieure? You are very dangerous, my friend. Dangerous and cool. There, on that balcony. Do you see it? The Artisto. Now, hold up. That's a pathetic-looking bull. Where are the sharpened? Rehearsal helps fine-tune a performance. Learn your lines so they can flow out of you. Artistos are known to repel wealth. It bounces off their skin like rubber. The moment a reasonable business proposal enters their periphery, nonsense. No one repels wealth. The businessmen, it's true, some of them are known to turn the entire thing into, what you need to do is lure them in with a strong one-liner. Get them on your side before you've even finished a sentence. Show us what you've got. Pretend you're facing the Skull Girl. Mamma mia! If this isn't the top seller in La Delta, no one expected you to nail this. Okay then, off you go. Let's see what you've got.
Hello again, officers. Have you come to admire my mural?
I don't believe it. I've never known those boys to have manners. There'll never be skulls, but their hearts are in the right place. Fat chance. But you can still do your part to revitalize the neighborhood.
She throws you a conspiratorial glance, then presses her finger to...
Have you noticed the quiet? Every so often, you might... This place is a sepulchre. We'll paint it red. We bring the...
She's making a valiant effort to come off as a nihilist, but she's really just an angry little commie. No wonder she was talking about the streets flowing red. That's...
You got me, pig shit. I don't make for a very good skull. I like animals.
But I'm still gonna write some damn good graffiti-o on the...
Her voice sounds different when she speaks this candidly. Older somehow.
What's that? The piggy's looking to get into the art market with a snappy business pitch. Watch out, or you'll be auctioned off and face the chop.
The lieutenant straightens his back, waiting to see where... Are we witnessing a performance, perhaps? Relax. It's all. She stares at you, fearlessly, waiting for a response.
This little persona will grind you into a sauce. The whole point of graffitio being on the street is so
There has to be a way to convince her. Forget this public art. She must have something private and esoteric. Something that tormented her until she brought it into existence.
I thought you were a pig. Ooh, little piggy knows the big words. What a waste of a perfectly good Sorry. Even with your fancy degree, you've got...
Perfect. She isn't interested. All the more reason to move on from this little side task.
Your partner here gets it. Anything else I can not do for you, gentlemen?
Sure, she's all draped up in ironic detachment.
Great. The little foray into the art world continues.
Blah, blah. I'm not for sale, Piggo.
Told you these artist types repel. Turn it around. It's the seller who wields the power in this relationship.
Uh-oh, you're manipulating me. I do like a chance to rip off some stupid piggos. And I need a pack of cigarettes. And some paint. Okay, whatever, Piggy. Time to leech off each other like the parasites we are.
Even the lieutenant leans closer to inspect the work.
Here. Happy?
Interesting. You can immediately see multiple ways to interpret this piece. What is the experience that the artist is? Remember, this is a buyer's market. You're the one who's in charge of pricing. She juts out her hand, letting you examine the piece. 3 red splotches have been shot at a diagonal across.
Well, Piggo, what do you make of it?
There's tension in these strokes of genius. A desire to step into a dialogue with the viewer, to provoke them. A meditation. The angle of the paint drops reveals that they were fired at the canvas with the force of a hand cannon.
Yes, my artistic integrity. Signature? Oh yeah, pigster. I sneezed while holding a wet brush. Paint flecked onto the canvas, and voila! You don't get more signature than that. Art issue. $67,000 real.
Remember, this isn't about the art or the artist. This needless purchase implies your excessive wealth. Lowball her. The wretched are used to rolling with the punches.
All right, can't complain about that. You've got yourself a deal.
Splendid. Your first physical asset. But no time to stop. Money grows old unless it keeps moving. You need to find a... Nah. She'd probably send the entire Wild Pines legal team after you if she knew you were trading goods and become a small-time art peddler. No. Think bigger. Doing business with communist dictatorships only works if you've got long-term plans in place. There must be someone around here with heavy pockets and an interest in the local art. Tell you what, have a wander around and I'll let you know if I hear any well. Yes, if you know what to listen for. That's what happens when you've been in the game. I got some vibes from that container you moved with the crane in the harbor. Let's see what's inside. There isn't a door yet that savvies.
Look at us, coming to an agreement. Who doth anything else you want? I'm in a good mood, but it won't last long.